What's up, everyone? So today I'm going to talk about dating. You can see it in the title. It's probably why you all are here. I haven't really touched this subject until now because I really haven't felt that I've had anything to contribute. I'm 38 years old, and in those 38 years, I've dated 3 people. That's it, just 3. But there's a lot of reasons for that. So let's dive straight into that. I'm going to tell a couple stories. Through those stories, hopefully I'll find a way to answer all of your pressing dating questions. So as a kid, I was very outgoing, very much an extrovert. Got along with everybody, just enjoyed being a kid, living life. Now when junior high happened, everything flipped. I don't know if any of you noticed this, but junior high is where everybody started to separate into little cliques and groups. You know, girls went over here, guys went over there. I was stuck in the middle, not knowing where to go or where I fit in. Now, my body said I was supposed to be over here with the boys, but my brain, my heart, my soul, basically everything else said I was supposed to be here with the girls. And it made things very confusing. I quickly retreated into this little shell and became an introvert. Just avoided people for the most part, except sports. It's the only way I really felt connected. Now, when it comes to attraction, I never really found myself attracted to boys. I found them to be very gross and dumb. Sorry guys, it's true. Some of you are still very much gross and dumb. Now the girls, they were everything I wanted to be, everything I knew I was. So it was confusing because I didn't know if I liked them because I found some of them pretty or it's because I wanted to be them. Having said that, I did have some crushes all the way junior high and through high school, but I never asked anyone out. I felt very much like I was a fugly boy, so I had no confidence. So I was pretty sure I would get rejected. I was too afraid and shy to ask out anyone anyway, so I just didn't bother. I didn't go to any proms or formals or high school parties. Just avoided all of it. It wasn't until college that I had my first dating experience. And it wasn't what I hear with other people when they talk about theirs, or what I see on TV and in the movies about college being this experimental phase where you find yourself and you date to have fun and, you know, experience all this sex. I went to a Baptist college. You dated a Baptist college to find the one you're going to marry, and you don't have sex until you're married. So none of that happened. Now, my first semester of college, I had 4 girls that were interested in me at the same time. That had never, ever happened in my life, ever. It was really a confidence booster for sure. The girl that I was interested in was one of them. So that was a really cool coincidence. She was the point guard on the basketball team, and we had a lot in common. Could play basketball together all the time, and we did. And we dated for about a year. And around Valentine's Day, out of nowhere, she broke up with me. And it crushed me. It broke my heart. I broke out in hives, something I'd never experienced before. And it just sucked. I was like, okay, dating's not for me. Not a fan. This isn't fun. Went to San Antonio that summer with a friend from school to do mission work. And we lived on the floor of this church all summer. During the day, we would do our mission work, and in the evening, we would spend our time with the college age group at the church. One girl in particular and I started hanging out more and more. The more I got to know her, the more attractive she became. Convinced her to enroll at my college and go back with us. We started dating. A couple years later, got engaged, got married. I was like, oh wow, I found the one. This is amazing. This is it. We were together for 10 years before a divorce happened. You guys have heard about that in other videos. That's when I was able to be free and be myself and transition. Since my transition, I've constantly been asked, and especially right at the beginning, do you like girls? Do you like guys? Do you like girls? Do you like guys? I'd have friends ask me all the time, well, I mean, you were married to a woman, but do you still like, are you gonna date guys? How's this gonna work? It was difficult. I had no idea. My therapist said, you're pretty much going to orient the way you've always oriented. That's what I found. I was like, okay, so I'll still like girls. I get that. But again, I would still just look at girls and be jealous because I wanted to look like them. Angela and I, a friend of mine, would go from Waco to Dallas once, twice a month to just experience life and have some fun. She was trying to get me out of my shell. I had never been to a bar, never drank alcohol in my life. She was like, we're gonna break all of that. We're gonna go have some fun. Loosen you up. You're too uptight. So we would go to this gay bar in Dallas called the Roundup. And I preferred gay bars. It was just a safer space for me. And to be around family, community, it was just better. So we would go to this bar, the Roundup. She would do karaoke because she can really, really sing. And we would just have fun. And probably the biggest regret is all the drinking. That was stupid, and I don't like to drink now because of it. But we would start the nights with a shot of Rumple Minze, which was stupid. What? I don't know if you've ever had it. It's gross. But it's strong, so it would work quickly. Anyway, one night, we were a little tipsy already. She was singing, and when she got done, she came back. We were sitting at the bar, and she was like, so I have to ask, do you like guys or girls? Do you know yet? And at that time, this guy comes walking around the corner, this tall little cowboy, cute little cowboy with his cowboy hat. I was like, I don't know, but he's cute. Then he got up and sang. And I just, my elbow was on the bar, and I was just like, oh my gosh, he could sing to me every night. And I was just like in La La Land, and the bartender was like, girl, he's gay. I was pre-op then. Again, I was tipsy. I just looked at him and said, I don't care. I have what he's working with. And the bartender fell in love with me. We've been friends ever since. Would often give me free drinks because of that. It cracked him up. Long story short, that guy is one of my closest friends now. His name is Zach. He's such a sweetheart. He loves when I tell that story because it just boosts his ego. Anyway, so that kind of gave me feelings for guys. I was like, okay, I see guys as very cute. This could be a thing. Now, a year later, I was with Zach and his boyfriend at the time at the lesbian bar around the corner. They were singing karaoke and we were playing pool. And this girl walks up to me. I was, again, tipsy. It was a common theme back then. And she asked if she could buy me a drink. I was like, sure, why not? Free drink. She starts talking to me. She put her hand on my legs. And I was like, oh, that's stirring some feelings. Okay. And she asked if she could kiss me. I was like, screw it, why not? I've only kissed one person my whole life, so this will be cool. She was an amazing kisser, batshit crazy as a person, but an amazing kisser. So then I was like, okay, maybe I do like girls. I'm confused. I don't know. A few months later, I was back at the Roundup, and one of the bartenders there, a big Thor-looking dude, one of those guys, was off that night. He was always really flirty, but he was there. And he kind of picked me up and put me against the wall and like kissed me. And I was like, yes, please, more of that. Like, wow, that was better than the girl. Okay, maybe I like guys. I really don't know what to think right now. Now, to pause the story, people have since asked, okay, so maybe you're bi. I really don't think I identify as bisexual. And the reason being is I'm not really sexually attracted to people. I consider myself more pansexual. For those who don't know terminology, it does not mean I'm attracted to cookware. I find myself attracted to someone based on who they are. Not body parts, not gender. It's more the personality. I'm very much emotionally and intellectually invested and connected with people. That's why friendships are hard for me, because I very much give everything I have into a friendship. And when I feel I don't get, even half of that back, it hurts. But that's what I look for. Again, I was married for 10 years, and in our relationship, sex wasn't really good. We struggled. It became a mental game, and then it eventually just turned into, okay, let's try to go ahead and get pregnant tonight. And it was like a chore. It wasn't fun. So I've never really had a good experience when it comes to that. So no experience to draw from, it kind of lacks a desire now to have that happen, to participate in that. So someone asked me recently, are you asexual? I'd probably say yes, just because of lack of experience. I really don't crave it. You know, I have girlfriends that are like, oh my God, girl, sometimes I need a good dick. Okay. It kind of makes me a little blush at the time. I'm like, oh, all right, well, you go for it. Go get that. It's not something that I crave, because in my mind, I'm just going, no, I had one of those. I got rid of it. Not a fan. But that's my mindset. That'll eventually change maybe one day. I don't know. But anyway, answering those questions that people constantly ask, do you like guys or girls or both? Pansexual. The gender doesn't matter. I connect more with a person. I'm not sexually driven. So anyway, so those couple of experiences kind of rocked my world a little bit in Dallas. I didn't know what to think. But because I was also still trying to figure myself out, I was pre-op, I hated my body, and that particular part of my body, I just needed gone. And until that happened, I really didn't feel like I could move forward. So fast forward several years, finally got to have confirmation surgery. My body aligns with my mind and my spirit now. Moved to LA. All the girls I know out here are always talking about dating. So I was like, okay, it's time. Let's experience some dating, get on some dating sites. And that was just a shit show, to say the least. Most of you experience this as well. Dating sites, it's about like that night's hookup. And that's not where I'm at in life. Plus, men can't seem to read. So those of you watching, read, learn, read a profile. So many times people would message me or connect with me on Tinder or Bumble or whatever I was on. But as soon as I messaged them back, that's when they took a second to read my profile, and then they would ghost me. One case in particular, out here in LA, I connected with somebody who was like, all right, let's go to dinner. We go out, we order drinks, having a good conversation, talking about work. I happen to mention that the only reason I'm at this job currently is they actually hired me specifically because I'm trans. Mind you, I said this assuming he read my profile. Didn't bat an eye, kept having a conversation, ordered dinner. He says, I'm gonna run to the restroom really quick, I'll be right back. 10 minutes go by, he hasn't come back yet. So I'm pretty much assuming he's left. As soon as I'm thinking that, I get a text message. Hey, I can't do this. I paid for the drinks, but it'd be helpful if you were honest up front. It would save us both a lot of time. I replied, do you mean me being trans? Because that's in my profile. He said, no, I would have seen that. So I sent him a screenshot. Very first line, I'm a post-op transgender woman. He said, oh, you must have just added that because I would have seen it. So anyway, bad experience. Look for the waitress, can't find her. I go out to valet to get my car. She comes running out and says, first of all, you're way out of his league. Second, he's a douchebag. Third, dinner is on us. She goes, you can take it home if you'd like, but you know, it's ready. So she brought me my food. I went home. And at that point I was like, I'm not even messing with this. This is too annoying. Again, guys can be gross and dumb. So I was like, I'm done. Maybe I do like girls more. They're more understanding. But then also out here, I'm finding a lot of girls are very catty, very competitive. Just stuff I don't want to deal with. So I was like, okay, I'm done with dating. I have my cat. I'm just going to focus on living my life. Last year, someone started messaging me about the squirrels and different things I would post on Instagram. And I thought it was cute. They're talking about those things. They're noticing the squirrels and the cats and things I'm interested in. So I'd reply. Then they started asking about going out. And I just ignored that. I don't do social media to find someone. And they were very sweet, offering to help where they could, like after my surgery, to help like go pick up my groceries for me. But in my head, I'm like, I'm not giving you my address. I don't know you. They proceeded persistent, just a little bit, but not in a bad way. They asked if I was a foodie, if I like to go try new restaurants, because they loved to try new restaurants. I was like, okay, that I can do. Like, just as friends, we'll go hang out. So we started doing that, trying different restaurants. Very quickly was able to open up and share my life and story and connect. And that's what I look for, that emotional, intellectual connection. So we've been basically dating for a year now. So yes, I have been dating, to answer that question. Dating a guy. Very new to me. I'm not used to being, as I say to other people, I'm not used to being on this side of the table per se. It's weird for me. It's the first guy I've ever really dated. Thankfully, he's very patient, very understanding, knowing that the pace has to be like glacially slow. It's just where I'm at in my life. And again, that emotional connection is so key to me. This past year has been so difficult for so many people. And, I've been in and out of the animal hospital with my little girl so many times, and he was there each time. When I lost her, he was there with me. Having someone to kind of be there for you and support you and hold you and just be that rock, that's been huge for me. It's been different because I'm used to going at this alone. Now, I feel really comfortable around this person. I really don't post about dating. I really don't go into all that. Don't have to share pictures and do all that stuff all the time because it is new. I'm not trying to rush or push through anything. And I mean, to be honest, I still see girls and go, yeah, she's hot. I could be a lesbian with her. I'd be fine with that. But that doesn't mean I'm just gonna like break up with this guy and start dating a girl. Like, I'm very happy with where I'm at right now. I'm just still not completely sure about where I'm going. And I think that's okay. I think it's okay to go at a slow pace and figure things out, because that's what I'm still doing, apparently, because this is the third person I've dated ever. Hopefully that answers a lot of your questions. So do I like guys or girls or both? Clearly, yes on all the above. Am I dating? Yes. Have I been married? Yes. Do I have kids? We did not. We did try, but again, that wasn't a fun experience, so nothing ever came of that. Pun intended, I think. Yeah, okay. I assume most of you haven't made it this far in the video, and as soon as guys heard that I was dating, most of you bolted and went the other way, which I get, I guess. But for those of you who've stuck around, who've watched the video, I'm sorry it's long again, but this was a big subject to tackle. So hopefully you enjoyed the little story times. I love you guys. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.